Hey everyone, this is Miriam from Language Studio Euphema. Welcome to my video about past perfect simple, in which I'm going to explain to you in a very simple way how past perfect simple works and when to use it. So for starters, we need to know that we use past perfect simple to talk about a past action which happened before another past action. In Slovak, we've got a very logical name for this tense, predminulý, pretože hovoríme o deji, ktorý sa stal pred minulým dejom. Alright? So, past perfect simple, predminulý čas. How to make this past perfect simple? Well, here is your answer. You need a person, and after the person, you need to put had, and after that, the past participle of a verb. Actually, if we talk about two past actions, we use past perfect for the action which happened as the first one, and past simple for the action which happened as the second one, chronologically speaking. For example, I had sent it to him before I went to work. So that means that action one, it means the action that happened as the first one chronologically was me sending this email to him. That's why I used past perfect. I had sent it to him. And action number two was my going to work. That's why I used only past simple, okay? Because it happened as the second one chronologically. Now let's compare these two examples. When we arrived, she cooked dinner. As you can see, I used past simple and another past simple. That means that these two actions happened in the order that I indicated in the sentence. So it means that action one, we arrived, that happened as the first one. And she cooked dinner after that. So that happened as action two, like second in the order. However, in the second example, when we arrived, she had cooked dinner. Now, this is a whole different story because I used this past perfect that indicates that this action happened as the first one. So action one, she had cooked dinner. And after that, we arrived. That happened second, chronologically speaking. Okay, now, how to make a contraction from had? Simply, just use an apostrophe D. For example, I had, I'd. She had, she'd. We had, we'd. And so on and so on. It is rather typical of the informal style. For example, she was late for the meeting because she had overslept. She'd overslept, that means she had overslept. We used past perfect, that means that this action happened as the first one. So first, she had overslept. And then she was late for the meeting. Number two, number one. But watch out and be careful when you're using this contraction because the contracted form apostrophe D is used for had as well as for would. Now, maybe you're asking, how do I know if D means had or would? Well, only by context. Let's compare these two. He'd go home. That means he would go home. And the second one, he'd gone home. That means he had gone home. So you see that the contraction apostrophe D is used in both examples. First one means would, second one means had. And the key is that if this contraction, d, is followed by an infinitive, it represents would. Infinitive is here, okay? He would go home. He'd go home. And if the contraction is followed by a past participle, such as here, gone, it represents had. Okay, so this is your clue. If there is an infinitive, it is would. If there is a past participle, it is had. How to make negatives and questions. Again, very simply, we make a negative past perfect sentence with not. So when you join had and not, you'll get hadn't. For example, I felt nervous because I hadn't flown before. And questions. To make a question, we have to swap the person and the word had. Okay, so had you taken out the trash before you left? Past perfect for life experiences. Maybe remember that we use present perfect for expressing life experiences or for talking about them. For example, I've visited 6 foreign countries in my life. Well, you also can use past perfect to talk about life experiences which had happened before a time in the past. Let's see this example. When I started my current job, I had already lived in a foreign country. Just so that you can picture it. This is a timeline. I'm talking right now, yeah? And I say, when I started my current job, so this is a time in the past. I had already lived in a foreign country, so I used past perfect to talk about my life experience before a time in the past, which is this. I started my current job. Okay? So when I started my current job, I had already lived in a foreign country. That means before that. So now, last remark. We use past perfect also in third conditional sentences, such as, if I had called her, she would have come. If you want to find out more about the use of past perfect in third conditional, watch our video. And we can also use this past perfect in reported speech. For example, she said she had been there. Again, for more information, please watch our video about reported speech. Now, last part is practice. Finish the sentences using past perfect. So, for example, when we got to the cinema, and now I want you to complete it using the words the movie, start. And in Slovak, I would say, keď sme prišli do kina, film bol už začatý. Už začal ešte predtým, ako sme tam prišli. How would you say that? Try it. Let's see. The movie had already started. It had already started. It means that it had started before we came to the cinema. So action 1, action 2. Another example. When he woke up on Saturday, and now I want you to complete a sentence using she as his wife, let's say, and prepare breakfast. Let's see. She'd already prepared breakfast. That means that first, this breakfast was prepared by her, and then he woke up. That's why we used had prepared. She had already prepared breakfast when he woke up. Action 1, action 2. Third example. When we got to the station, and now I want you to use the bus, leave. Okay, let's see. The bus had already left. Again, past perfect, the bus had left, indicates that this happened first as the first action in the past and this second. That means that we came to the station late and we missed the bus because it had already left when we got there. Very good. And here's another exercise. Why did it happen? Give reasons. For example, why was Rachel drinking champagne when I saw her? Well, because she had gotten a new job. So she was drinking champagne when I saw her, a time in the past. Why? Because she had gotten a job. Past perfect indicates that it happened as the first one. Okay, so she had gotten a new job and that's why she celebrated with a champagne. Okay, so tell me, why were you crying yesterday? Give me an answer with my boyfriend dumped me. Dump me means break up with me. Because my boyfriend had dumped me. Okay, so this happened first. He had dumped me. Then I was crying. Why were you hungover in the morning? And try to give me an answer with I drank too much wine last night. Come on. Let's check it. Because I'd drunk too much wine last night. I had drunk too much wine last night, and that's why I was hungover in the morning. Very good job. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and tune us again for another grammar or vocabulary video. Thank you. This was Miriam. Have a nice day.